What's going on, guys? This is Carl at the Racerred channel. Today I'm talking about the 2022 Sherco 250 SE Factory. Comes stock with a lot of premium parts. The FMF exhaust is one of them, and the KYB suspension front and rear is another that you just will not be disappointed with. I've ridden this bike quite a bit at this point, and the first thing I noticed is that the bottom end power is smoother and more controllable than probably any bike I've ridden thus far. Clutch feel with the Brembo brakes and clutch, it's very controllable. It's so easy to balance. It seems to hold all of its weight really low to the ground, and you can just trials bike this thing. Just trials ride straight through anything. It's very confidence inspiring at low speed. The engine, being a 250 and being that trials heritage, it's got lots of torque and really smooth off-idle power that is easily controlled. However, it is a little bit on the soft side. It feels like it makes less power than, say, my Husky 250, but it's also delivering it in a very usable way. A little bit cold out here, which is to be expected this time of year. I was a little bit afraid that I'd be riding in a lot of snow, but actually it's just a little bit muddy, so hopefully I'll stay in the sandy stuff and really give this bike a good test. The suspension just feels buttery smooth. They're using a little bit different KYB fork and shock this year, and man, this just feels real plush. It's still carbureted with a 36mm Keihin carburetor. Comes standard with a skid plate, although not this skid plate. It comes standard with handguards, although not these handguards. It comes standard with a steel chassis. It's a very rigid chassis, feels really good. Comes with frame guards as well. A lot of the protection is already on this bike. The KYB suspension front and rear is updated, and it's supposed to be even more plush, which is hard to believe considering it's been absolutely the staple. I mean, it is the thing to beat in the motorcycle world, and KYB has really had their suspension dialed for a long time. And most people who ride these bikes, that's the thing that they love right off the bat, is the suspension. For good reason. It is working really, really good. This comes standard with V-Force 4 reeds and a Keihin 36mm carburetor and the 6-speed transmission. Shout out to Jim County Motorsports. They gave me this bike to ride, and it's their graphics, so they put Jim County Motorsports on here. Like I said, the exhaust is an FMF exhaust, although the silencer part is going to be a Sherco aluminum silencer. This bike is one of those bikes that you can get on just above idle and just work the bike around really easily. Brembo clutch coupled with that usable power off bottom gives you premium control. Radiator fan, that's one thing that the cross trainer came with that I was impressed with. Well, this bike comes with a radiator fan as well, which is very uncommon. It has black Excel rims, stock. Basically everything that you would want to do to a bike to make it better has already been done to this bike. One thing I wanted to demonstrate was how to take the seat off, which is really easy. It doesn't need any tools. It's just this right here, and it comes up, and then you slide it right back. Easy operation. You have access to your air filter here. It has a lithium battery, which is underneath of the air filter, which can be difficult at times, I'm sure, to get access to that if you have any problems, but also you have that weight sitting lower. you really don't need to do anything besides a couple of protection upgrades. And by that I mean probably you're going to want to put a guard on your exhaust, and I mean besides that I don't know what else you'd want to do to it. Everything is absolutely top-notch premium. When it comes to expense, a lot of the expense on dirt bikes is in the suspension. And imagine just getting a bike with the best suspension that you could possibly get aftermarket already on the bike stock, and that's what you're getting with a Sherco. It is noteworthy that there is no kickstart backup on this. It's all electronic e-start, and there is no spot for this to add a kickstart backup. So in my opinion, that's not a good thing. I always like a kickstart backup. I think that's getting to be kind of old school now, considering all the new bikes are going to e-start only, no secondary. And personally, I think it's a mistake. I think that a lot of us out here want to travel a large distance, and we don't want to get stuck. I mean, sometimes batteries fail and things like that. You want to be able to kickstart your bike. To conclude, I really enjoyed riding the Sherco. The suspension is top-notch. It feels great. The first day I rode it was in ice, and I really couldn't get a feel for the bike. One thing I did notice is that mid-range and top-end power is really soft, and that makes it feel a little bit heavy when you want that snap in order to bring the front wheel up. Other than that, I have zero complaints. This bike is phenomenal at lower RPM. Up in the mountains, you would have a great time just pivoting the front end around using that low-end power. When comparing all of these new bikes, it's so hard because all of them are so refined. Each one feels different, but they are all really refined and they all accomplish a different goal. That said, the Sherco is right up there with my favorite. I would have a really hard time not buying one. If I had a choice between all Enduro models right this second, Sherco would definitely be on my top 3 list of bikes that I would really have to choose from. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the review, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.